right here. Bitcoin is at $70,000 at the moment. I've been shouting this out of my fucking lungs. I've been ranting on YouTube. And now Bitcoin is about to have the God candle. We go to $100,000 and the altcoin market goes absolutely crazy. And it's going to happen with corporate FOMO. Corporate FOMO, they're going to be freaking the out. A domino effect is going to occur, and it's going to happen likely right after the election, which we have coming up in the next 2 weeks. I don't like the fact that it's election dependent short term, but either way, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about why corporate FOMO is here, and either way, we are going into a bull run where corporate companies are going to be fighting over market share for the 5% of circulating supply, and there's not enough for all of them. A huge supply shock is coming. How high can it get? We know we're entering price discovery mode, and how bad is it going to be when Apple, Microsoft, and these huge corporate multi-trillion-dollar market cap companies begin fighting over Bitcoin, that of which only has a $1.4 trillion market cap. So if we look here, this is spot Bitcoin ETF flows. We see BlackRock's coming back. I mean, we saw huge inflows in January, February, March. March was when we reached previous all-time highs, and those inflows are coming back. Now, the really interesting thing is we started the money printing cycle. M2 money supply is coming back. Inflation is low enough to where the Federal Reserve is now easing policy, and we know this is happening. We know a money printing cycle is back, and the gold market is showing fear towards that. And this is very interesting because we're seeing things that we haven't seen before, where we're entering a cutting cycle, where of which the market sentiment is becoming good. And gold, where normally should be doing quite the opposite when inflation is cooling off, gold tends to be having a great fucking year. And I wonder why. I believe that markets are beginning to understand this money printing cycle. And they're beginning to understand that fiat currency is dead. Fiat currency is broken. And the gold market has responded amazingly well, even though inflation has cooled off to like 2.3%. Now, Apple, they have $1.62 billion in cash reserves. Microsoft has $1.21 billion in cash reserves, and they have 0% exposure to the Bitcoin market at this point in time. What you need is you need to be able to visualize the domino effect of these corporate companies battling after Bitcoin. Because what's going to happen is they all have cash reserves. They know that the money printing cycle is back. The cash they have on hand is going to get debased. The gold market is showing this even though inflation is still cooling off. And they have all this cash in hand, together equaling between Microsoft and Apple, that's $300+ billion in cash. And they've also gone public that Microsoft, valued at more than $3 trillion, is eyeing the possibility of investing in Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency. According to a new filing from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, they have to buy Bitcoin because it's better than holding a currency that they already know is going to get debased. They already know they're going to lose purchasing power if they continue holding the US dollar. And as soon as one of these multi-trillion-dollar corporate companies buy into the idea of Bitcoin, there's no longer risk to it. The risk is now not having exposure as a corporate company because you're going to miss out on the opportunity. And as soon as one corporate giant makes this move, the rest are going to follow. Let's get right into the clip that I was talking about.
It's like a domino effect. One major player makes a move, and suddenly everyone else wants in. This is classic game theory in action. Once a major player takes the risk and enters the Bitcoin market, it shifts the perceived equilibrium for others. Companies are like players in a high-stakes game, constantly watching each other to determine the best course of action. When a powerful player like Apple makes a move, it signals to others that the reward might outweigh the risk. Suddenly, no one wants to be left behind. The fear of missing out becomes a driving factor, and what was once a risky, unconventional decision becomes a necessity to maintain a competitive edge. This is why the idea of corporate adoption of Bitcoin is so exciting.
So here we have it. The domino effect of corporate companies, we're going to have multi-trillion-dollar companies fighting over Bitcoin. We haven't even walked into what's going to happen when retail enters the market. Because when this starts happening and Bitcoin rockets past its all-time high at 70K, that's when the media goes bonkers. That's when people start talking about it. Influencers come out, podcasters start talking about it, retail people start buying it, college students start texting each other, hey, dude, this dude just made $50,000 off of $1,000 buying some meme coin that blew up. I want to get into this space. Let's make money. And then it becomes an absolute casino. But we can guarantee our wins by being in now, which anyone watching this video, considering that it's only getting 10 to 20 views of video right now, what really interests me as well is going to be these debt products, where you're going to have these huge, these companies that custody billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, such as MicroStrategy, and they're going to begin offering fixed income strategies where you will be able to, and I have to do more research on this, so don't take my word for it. I like the disclaimer below, I'm not a financial advisor. However, what really excites me is when these banks begin offering Bitcoin products where you can own Bitcoin as an underlying asset, and you'll be able to get a fixed income product where it pays you every single month. You have a consistent income from owning the asset class of Bitcoin. Another example is going to be liquid access to loans by leveraging your Bitcoin as collateral, where you're going to be able to take out, similar to a home equity loan, where I have $5 million in Bitcoin, and I'm a real estate agent, and I want to take out $200,000 as a business loan at a lowish interest. I mean, it will probably be a higher interest rate than holding it in other asset classes, but this is the best performing asset class. I mean, we're appreciating at like 47% year over year. I'm pretty sure that's a number. Don't take my word for it. Now, these products is what's going to really excite me, because at that point in time, there's going to be utility outside of owning Bitcoin for the investment opportunity, the vision, and a store of value. It's no longer just a store of value. It is now a fixed income product. It is now a levered debt product, a form of collateral that can be used to protect your purchasing power, protect yourself from tyrannical government, protect yourself from hurricanes and natural disasters. Real estate doesn't do that. It protects yourself from all these things, and at the same time, you're now going to be able to use it and use a bank or a corporate product to then leverage Bitcoin to do other things that you want to do with that capital through the financing of a loan. And you can take risk on it. You can do all these beautiful things that you can do with businesses and real estate, and none of this was applicable with Bitcoin before. And now this opens up so much more. Right now, we're so early. It's unimaginable how big this is going to get. And one of the short-term catalysts is going to be corporate adoption. It's going to be corporate FOMOs, and we're going to have multi-trillion-dollar companies fighting over this new asset class. And that is coming very soon, probably 2025. Probably end of 2024 in the next 2 months, right after this election, because this election is going to determine a lot. But either way, I don't even think the election matters with corporate adoption. I think it's just going to have a short-term swing on the price impact, but who gives a Either way, Bitcoin's being adopted. Bitcoin's going to win at the end of the day, and these products are going to come into fruition because the incentives are aligned that way. And humans, as flawed creatures as we are incentive driven. We are driven by incentives. So if we incentivize the market to do good things and create good products, that is what humans are going to do. And that is why I will buy, own, and hold Bitcoin and never sell. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell if you made it this far, because that means you're interested in the content. I'm going to be creating more of this so then you can become the next financial world leader along with myself. Peace out, everyone. We out.